What kind of betrayal makes a man lose it so badly that he ends up in an ambulance while the other man is thrown in the back of a squad car still screaming Bambi's name? Blood, handcuffs, screams, and more screams. This wasn't just another love and hip-hop episode. It was a full-fledged war. Stevie J was arrested, Lil Scrappy was hospitalized, and the cameras were still rolling. The footage is being buried faster than Stevie's last failed comeback. I'm talking leaked text messages, explosive audio, and a backstage brawl that was nothing short of chaos. One staff member described it as like watching Mike Tyson swing on Suge Knight in a broom closet. You may think you've seen drama before, but you haven't seen this. The kind of drama reality TV tries to bury, not broadcast. Don't blink, don't scroll, because by the end of this, you'll be wondering, who really did what? It started with a year-long beef, a woman at the center, and a betrayal so cold it almost stopped Scrappy's heart. Really? Who planned this? And why, just when you thought the drama between Stevie J, Lil Scrappy, and Bambi had peaked, it detonated? This wasn't just another reality TV meltdown. It was a full-blown conflagration. Screaming fans, flashing lights, and a stretcher rolling from backstage. It all happened at a sold-out exclusive Love and Hip Hop reunion taping that wasn't supposed to happen. Cameras weren't rolling when fists flew, but insiders are leaking everything. According to sources, backstage tension had been building for weeks. Lil Scrappy, still emotionally wrecked from his fallout with Bambi, showed up like he had something to prove. And Stevie J, he wasn't there to play peacemaker. Everyone knew something was coming. No one expected this. Just before the main taping began, Mama D was spotted pacing frantically, speaking to producers with her hands. Then Stevie entered the green room like he owned the network. Sunglasses in hand, smirk on his face, no apologies on his tongue. We're talking broken glass, felony charges, and an ICU report that reads, contusions, internal bleeding, possible concussion. She allegedly waved her arms and warned them, if y'all let Bambi and Stevie be in the same room with my baby, I swear to God, I'm tearing this whole set down. No one listened. So what actually happened? Who threw the first punch? Why did Scrappy leave in an ambulance while Stevie left in cuffs? According to eyewitnesses, Stevie made a loud joke. Scrappy reportedly screamed, "You still talking after? What you did? You whole clown, Stevie?" The crowd fell silent. I hope nobody in here is still crying over Bambi's OnlyFans because she made more money than y'all in a weekend. Production assistants frowned. Security approached. But Stevie persisted. He allegedly leaned in and whispered something that was never recorded. At that point, Scrappy lunged. Chairs flew. One of Stevie's men was shoved so hard against a wall that a painting fell. A producer screamed, "Cut the feed!" Too late. Scrappy had blood on his lip. Stevie was gasping and clutching his ribs. And it gets worse. Stevie allegedly pulled a small silver switchblade from his back pocket. Security tackled him. This wasn't for show. Stevie J was handcuffed. Scrappy was carried out on a stretcher. The audience, screaming, confused, had no idea it was real. By the time Scrappy got to the ER, he collapsed outside the hospital gates. Still shouting, clutching his side, "Mama D?" She was already outside the police station, holding an impromptu press conference like she was running for mayor. I told them Stevie J was poison. That man's been leaking drama since 2003. And here's where it gets dark. A hospital insider reportedly leaked that strange substances were found in Scrappy's system. High doses of sedatives. Substances that shouldn't have been there, unless someone slipped them to him. This wasn't just a fight. This was a setup. And Stevie J, not saying a word. His team released a one-line statement. Stevie J maintains his innocence and will not be commenting at this time. Backstage is being treated like a crime scene. Lawyers are circling, contracts are on hold, producers are panicking. But Bambi? Oh, she went live on Instagram hours later, wearing a face beat, sipping white wine. All I'm going to say is, you only know half of it. She winked. Season premiere coming soon. Can't make this stuff up. The internet lost it. You set Scrappy up, lady. You dirty for this. Stevie ain't shut, but you? You the devil. And guess who's back in Stevie J now? The same man who once said, "I'll never need a lawyer." Now, he's got a top-tier entertainment attorney with Kardashian ties. Stevie faces 2 criminal charges, and possibly a civil lawsuit if Scrappy's team proceeds. But that's not all. The real betrayal? Sources say Stevie and Bambi had been working on a secret spin-off, a new love and hip-hop series, without Scrappy, working title, Bambi and the Bad Guy. And guess who was allegedly behind the pitch? Mona freaking Scott. Scrappy found out just days before the reunion taping. He felt betrayed, embarrassed. He came in hot. And Mona? She pulled one of her signature producer moves. She brought Stevie in as a surprise guest star without telling Scrappy. The result? Scrappy reportedly broke through a prop wall, barged into the confessional room, and shouted, "You guys are trying to make me look weak? I'll prove it to you." Producers ran. Security scrambled. Fists flew. Mona is nowhere to be found, someone yelled. One security guard, who we'll just call Rico, said off the record, "That wasn't for cameras. That was real. That man was betrayed." And now, word is the footage is locked in a vault, being reviewed by lawyers, but knowing Mona, it'll be remixed, repackaged, and dropped as a mid-season trailer to boost ratings. Meanwhile, Scrappy is recovering from a dislocated shoulder and busted ribs, and Stevie? Still under legal heat. Stay tuned, because this isn't over. We're just getting started. Next episode, the contracts, the betrayal, and why this reunion nearly killed Lil Scrappy Knuckles reportedly passed out. The man was allegedly handcuffed at the scene and dragged out the side exit to avoid paparazzi, which is what they say for assault with intent. Nurses believed he was overdosing in the hallway after a panic attack, but it turned out the weight of betrayal was what finally broke him down. Family, fame, and fake love all came crashing down at once. De-escalate. Because when does a man covered in another man's blood look like a peacemaker? The internet had a field day as career Scrappy snaps trended on Twitter. Memes flooded every corner of social media for 12 hours straight. One of his representatives went online and said, "Stevie was ambushed. He was the victim. He was trying to de-escalate. De-escalate." With the caption, "I fought for this family." Others were far less forgiving, accusing Scrappy of being unstable, aggressive, and immature. But here's the real tea. Nobody's innocent in this circus. A user shared a photoshopped image of Scrappy holding baby's baby. Meanwhile, Bambi went live on Instagram with her best friend whispering in the background, "Avoid talking too much," every 5 seconds. However, in between false tears and eyelash glue failures, Essis couldn't help but slip and say, "I tried to protect Scrappy, but you guys don't know the half of what he's done." Oh no, what has he done? We're eager to find out. Now, fans are wondering if there's more to Bambi and Stevie J's alliance than just friendship. Could it be that they've been secretly working to get Scrappy removed from the franchise? Perhaps it's a side deal with the producers. Perhaps it's a so-called insider leak from the editing room that says Bambi and Stevie J spent more than an hour in Mona's office the day before shooting, changing documents. Contracts were discussed, but Scrappy was completely out of the loop. What kind of shady mess is this? It's an episode of hip-hop and survivor love. And let's not forget about Mama D, who? She went viral on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and the next day, she wasn't done. Mama D pulled up to the hospital with a boom mic and her own camera crew. We're not kidding. She says she's making a documentary series exposing the truth. Even MySpace is dragging Bambi, Stevie, Mona, and Scrappy himself. I told y'all they were snakes. My son isn't perfect, but he didn't deserve this. One fake friend at a time. First episode, Judith and Jordan's betrayal of Stevie J. You can't make this stuff up, except we can. And we are, and it's glorious. In all the chaos, VH1 is panicking about potential lawsuits and boycott threats from fans if they ever broadcast this. This could be the last straw for Atlanta's love and hip-hop scene. Moreover, a petition with 40,000 signatures went viral, calling on the network to release the uncut fight footage. People want to see all of the punches, the shouting, the betrayal. And the producers, reportedly in complete panic mode, are now removing editors from other shows just to manage damage control. Reddit threads, timelines, clip breakdowns, even slowed down audio. Fans claim you can hear Bambi say, "Get him out of here." These clips are everywhere on social media, but the streets are talking, and people are trying to figure out how the hell to spin this without losing their jobs. Could that be the smoking gun? Stay tuned, because part 3 is where everything really blows up. Court dates, leaked medical reports, and a cast still recovering from injuries and betrayal trauma. The drama officially moved from the backstage to the courtroom stage. And this ain't an episode of Law and Order, baby. Sis, this is love and hip-hop, blood on the contract. The trial began with cameras prohibited and tensions higher than Mona's blood pressure. But don't worry, we have leaks. A legal assistant who shouldn't be speaking about the case said, "Oh, we have leaks." The first arguments on blogs were explosive. Scrappy's team portrayed him as a man who was emotionally manipulated, cornered, and ambushed by production, all for ratings. Meanwhile, Stevie J's lawyers tried the tired and true routine. He's a family man. Boy, please. They even had the gall to call Scrappy a mentor figure, which was gaslighting at its finest. At the time, I was informed by Mona's team that Stevie J was being brought in to shake things up, but I had no idea Scrappy would be there that day. Boom. She walked straight off the set of a scandalous music video and into a messy federal indictment. If I knew, I would have said something, but we were already tense, sis. The man jumped through the drywall like a professional wrestler. Because of your tension, let's not pretend. But what happened next? Screenshots. Not just any screenshots. Leaked DMs between Bambi and Mona, reportedly discussing Scrappy's waning popularity and how the show needed a shock line. "If you let him go, it will go viral." The courtroom gasped. The judge looked shook. Scrappy broke down crying. Meanwhile, Mama D was in the back row, fanning herself with a rhinestone-covered Bible, whispering, "Didn't I tell y'all? Judas, all of them." Then, the judge revealed he was directing an urgent review of production ethics. Translation? VH1 may be under fire for putting its cast members in actual danger, all for the sake of television drama. Records leaked inexplicably. A few hours later, it was revealed that Scrappy not only suffered a dislocated shoulder, but also a mild concussion and psychological trauma. The best part? Someone started a Justice for Scrappy GoFundMe, which raised over $90,000 in just 3 days. It's unclear where the money is going, but rumors suggest Mama D is using it to hire a documentary team. On the other side, Stevie J went radio silent, erased every post and unfollowed everyone. Some say he skipped town, while others claim he's hiding out in a Miami hotel with Jolene for protection. That's a crossover. She claims she's already contacted Netflix and thinks she's Erin Brockovich, with a wig and a purse full of receipts. Nobody asked, but this is where the web of lies really begins to unravel. A former VH1 intern, whom we'll refer to as Lola because that's her TikTok handle, posted a 4-part series titled The Truth About the Scrappy Setup. And baby, it included all the tea, text messages between producers about scheduling, changes, and even an audio clip of Mona allegedly saying, "I don't care, just keep the cameras rolling as they fight." The internet went wild, where cancel love and hip-hop started trending. Fans began boycotting VH1, and Mona Scott Young's name was being pulled like a cheap wig in a tornado. Then suddenly, VH1 released a statement. "We take our cast's safety extremely seriously. We have temporarily halted filming of Love and Hip-Hop Atlanta until further notice, pending review of our internal policies." Looks like they got caught red-handed, and now they're scrambling to save face. Meanwhile, the streets of Atlanta are bustling. Bambi shares a selfie with the caption, "Unbothered, blessed, booked, sis." You might be booked for real in the legal system amid rumors of deep state plots. But wait, we're not done. According to a late-breaking source from a music's industry blog, Scrappy is being courted by 3 rival networks, the Final Backstage Betrayal, and honey, he spilled. One special offer is from BET, another is from Zeus Network. And the wildest? HBO Max reportedly wants to turn the courtroom drama into a limited series, starring Scrappy as himself and Taye Diggs as Stevie J. The internet is calling it the most emotional verse in love and hip-hop history. And they're not wrong. The man went from a hospital bed to the top of the iTunes hip-hop charts. The lyrics? Abrasive, bitter, and obviously directed at Bambi and Stevie. You used me for the story and tried to write my downfall. But I flipped the script, and now I'm getting paid. Legendary behavior. As for the future, Mama D is launching her own podcast titled Thriving Talk, Royal Family Secrets Unfiltered. Episode 1, How to Spot a Bambi. Bambi just canceled 2 paid hosting gigs, and Stevie J's passport may or may not have been flagged. Now, dear viewers, let me ask you this. Was Lil Scrappy truly the aggressor, or just the latest victim in a system built on exploitation and chaos? Was Stevie J a mastermind or a puppet? And what about Bambi, pawn or player with a plan? There's betrayal, there's blood, there's a baby caught in the middle, and now there's proof. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Are you Daksheen Team Tenacious, Daksheen Team Bambi, or Dash Team Cancelled Everything? Also, smash that like button if you've read this far, because this kind of mess deserves an Oscar. And if you want more fake news, messy drama, and the deep dives into turmoil you didn't know you needed, hit subscribe. Court dates are coming. More footage is surfacing. Secrets are being revealed. And if we've learned anything, when it comes to love and hip-hop, the drama never dies, it just changes wigs. As always, stay tuned and keep checking back.